Hello friends, you're watching GinX. Before we start our review, let's make our disclaimer. This video doesn't contain any type of financial advice, so be sure to do your own research before investing. If you spend a lot of time on Telegram and you are interested in trading, you may have noticed that more and more platforms are trying to bring the actual trading experience directly into the app. Today, we are talking a proper hands-on look at GinX. And instead of just talking about what GinX is, I'm going to actually walk you through the Telegram mini app step by step. We'll start from the very beginning. Look at the main interface, find different markets, go through the trading settings and see how an order is set up. Then, we'll look at the account section, deposits and withdrawals, the XP system, daily check-ins, community tasks, trading tasks, and the Telegram community itself. So, by the end of this video, you should have a pretty clear idea of what the GinX Telegram experience actually looks like and how the different parts connected together. One important note before we start. This is a promotional video and this is not a financial advice. Trading Forex, crypto assets and OTC derivatives carries significant risks and you can lose some or all of your funds. So treat this video as a platform walkthrough, not a recommendation to trade. Alright, let's open GinX. So, open the Telegram. Search for the official GinX mini app or open the dedicated GinX link provided below this video. The interesting part about GinX is that you don't need to download a traditional trading application first. The platform is available through a Telegram mini app. So once you open the official GinX bot and launch the mini app, the trading interface opens directly inside Telegram. And this is basically the starting point for the whole experience. The idea is pretty simple. Telegram is the entry point. The mini app is where the actual platform functions live and the community sits alongside it. So, let's go through the interface from the top. This is the main GinX trading screen. At the very top, you have the search bar. Right now, you can see the selected market here. Under that, you can see two important account indicators, free margin and margin level. And then, the main section is the market card. Here we have the current price, the percent movement, the chart, and several different time frames. You can switch between 1 minute, 5 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 4 hours, 1 day, 7 days and 30 days. So, if you are look at a specific market, you can quickly change the time frame without leaving the main trading screen. There is also a small heart icon on the market card which can be used to favorite the instruments. Now, let's see how we actually change the market. At the top, tap the market search field. This opens the market selection panel. And this is where GinX becomes a little more interesting because we are not limited to one type of market. Across the top, you can see different categories. We have favorites, all, Forex, precious metal, energy, index, and of course, cryptocurrency. Let's start with Forex. Now we get a list of Forex pairs. So if you are specifically interested in foreign exchange, you can filter the list instead of scrolling through every available instrument. Now let's check the precious metal. Here we have instruments such as XAU-USD. XAU-USD is gold against the US dollar, while XAG-USD represents silver against the US dollar. And then we can go to index. Here we have markets such as HK50, JP225, NAS 100, UK 100 and US 30. And finally, we can switch to cryptocurrency. Now we get crypto market products including BTC USD, BTC USDT, .USD, ETH USD, etc. So basic idea here is that you can move between several markets categories from the same account and the same interface. And importantly, these are trading products based on the underlying markets. You are not buying physical gold or taking ownership of the underlying asset simply by opening one of these positions. So let's favorite some and go to trading. Now we are back on the main screen and just underneath the chart we have three important controls. The first one is account mode, the second is order type and the third is leverage. Let's go through each one. First, tap the account mode. This opens the account mode menu. Here we have two options, cross and isolated. Cross margin mode means the available account margin can be used across positions. The important thing to understand is that a loss on one position can affect more of the available account balance and may create liquidation risk across the accounts. The other option is isolated. With isolated margin mode, the margin is separated from that individual position. This can help contain the amount of margin exposed to that position, although liquidation can still occur if the position's available margin becomes insufficient. So this isn't just a cosmetic setting, it's a risk management setting, and you should understand the difference before selecting either mode. If I select isolated, the option becomes selected. And now we are back on the trading screen. For this walkthrough, I'm not going to tell you which one you should use. The important thing is understanding what this setting actually changes. Next, we have order type. Tap market, and here we get two options, market order and limit order. A market order is designed to execute at the current available market price. A limit order works differently. You specify the price level where you want the order to be triggered, assuming the platform and market conditions meet the relevant requirements. So if you are following along with the interface, this is where you decide whether you are entering immediately at the current market or setting a specific price condition. For this demonstration, we'll keep market order selected. The third setting is leverage. This opens the Edit Leverage panel. In this example, the interface shows a slider with different leverage levels, going from 1x up to 100x. The current setting here is 100x. You can move the slider and select a different level, then press Confirm. And this is another setting where you really need to understand the risk before changing it. Higher leverage means you can control a larger position relative to the margin you are putting up. But it also means losses can build much faster. So for this video, we are using this screen to explain the interface rather than encouraging anyone to use high leverage. Now, we are back on the trading screen. Below the three main settings is the quantity field. In this example, the quantity is set to 10 and the unit is lots. You can tap the quantity field and adjust the position size. There is also a slider underneath it, which gives you another way to change the quantity. And you'll notice that GinX immediately shows the available margin information. In the example on screen, the account doesn't have enough available margin and the interface tells us to deposit. That's actually useful because it shows that the platform isn't simply hiding the account requirements until after you try to place an order. The available margin is part of the trading interface. So now we get to the main trading control. At the bottom, there are two sides. On the left, we have sell. On the right, we have buy. The current prices are displayed on both sides. GenX's interface is built around a very simple swipe-based order interaction. Depending on the direction shown by the current interface, you swipe left to sell and right to buy. Before doing that, you should check the selected market, account modes, order type, leverage, and quantity. So, the actual workflow is basically select the market, choose the account mode, choose the order type, set the leverage, set the quantity, check the available margin. Then review the buy or sell side before submitting. For a real trade, this is the point where the order would be executed. For this walkthrough, we are keeping this as a demonstration rather than presenting a real trading result as an example of what you can earn. Now, let's look at the navigation because this is where the different parts of GenX connect. At the bottom of the mini app, there are several icons. The first takes us back to the main trading interface. The second is the trading or positions area. The trophy icon takes us to the competition section. The next icon is the rewards and task area. And the wallet icon takes us to the account and asset section. So, instead of opening completely separate applications for these functions, you can move between them directly from the mini app. So, let's check the account section first. Tap the wallet icon on the bottom right. Here we can see the unified trading account and the funding account. The unified trading account is where the trading related balance and positions are displayed. And the funding account is a separate account area for funds. At the top, we also have three buttons: deposit, withdraw, and transfer. Let's start with deposit. The exact deposit flow depends on the supported asset and network available to your account. The important thing here is that when you are depositing crypto, you need to select the correct asset and the correct blockchain network. Then, the platform provides the deposit address. You copy that address and send the corresponding asset from your external wallet. And This is one of the most important things to double-check when using any crypto deposit system. The asset and the blockchain network have to match. Sending the wrong asset or using the wrong network can result in a loss of funds. So always verify the address, asset, and network before confirming a transfer. Now, let's look at withdrawal. The withdrawal process works in the opposite direction. You select the asset and network, enter the destination wallet address and the amount, review the applicable fee and the estimated amount received, complete the required security or email verification, and then submit the withdrawal. After submission, the transaction record can be viewed from the account area. There is also a transfer. This is useful when you need to move funds between the available account sections, such as the funding account and unified trading account. So, if you are wondering where your trading balance actually comes from, this is the section you want to understand. Let's go back to the trading area. Here we can see that unified trading account. The screen separates your balance information from your open positions and orders. If you have an active position, this is where you would be able to monitor it. And this is also where you would manage the position after an order has been opened. So, Mini App isn't just designed around opening a trade. There is also a dedicated area for managing what happens after the order is placed. Now, let's get into one of the more interesting parts of the GinX experience, XP. Tap the rewards and task icon in the bottom navigation. This opens XP and Task Center. At the top, we have the user's monthly points and the consecutive check-in section. So let's start with the simplest task. You can use the check-in button to complete the daily check-in. The system tracks the consecutive days across the week. This is basically the simplest way to stay active inside the reward system, but there are more tasks below. The first card is Community Invite. The interface shows the XP amount available per invite person. Tap Invite. This takes you into the sharing or invitation flow where you can invite other people. The important thing here is that reward depends on the platform's current eligibility rules. So it's not simply send a link and automatically receive unlimited money. The actual reward conditions have to be met. Next to it, we have Community Engagement. Tap Chat. This connects the task system with the GinX Telegram community. So this is where the Telegram ecosystem starts becoming part of the reward system. Instead of Mini App being completely isolated, some activities inside the community can be also connected to your GenX account and XP progression. Now, scroll down, you'll notice that the Task Center is divided into different categories. We have Beginner School, Trading Tasks, Social Tasks, and additional task categories that you can swipe across. Let's stay on the Beginner School for a moment. Here we can see tasks such as quantity, lots, leverage, and other types. And the interesting part is that these aren't just random social tasks. They are designed to get users familiar with different parts of the actual trading interface. For example, the quantity lots task is connected to the quantity setting we just looked at. The leverage task is connected to the leverage control. And the order types task is connected to the market order and limit order menu. So the app is basically turning the process of learning the interface into a task system. Now, switch to the trading tasks. The section is focused more directly on trading-related activities. And then we have social tasks. This is where the community and social side of the GenX ecosystem comes into play. The important thing to understand about XP is that it works as a reward and progression system inside the platform. You can earn XP through things like check-ins, community activities, and eligible platform tasks. And depending on the current rules, eligible XP can be used for applicable benefits or rewards. So think of this more like a gamified layer on the top of the trading platform. You are not just opening Mini App and trading. There are also activities designed to encourage users to explore the different parts of the ecosystem. And because the rules and reward conditions can change, always check the current task's description before completing something specifically for a reward. Now, let's step outside the Mini App for a moment and look at the Telegram community. The official GenX English community is where users can find market discussions, updates, events, and other trading-related contents. This is important because GenX is trying to connect the community experience with the actual trading interface. For example, you might see market analysis in the Telegram chat. You might see an expert post. You might see a competition announcement, or you might see a market-related discussion. And then you can move from that Telegram content back into the Mini App. So the overall flow is something like community, discover information, open Mini App, check the market, manage your trading activity. In the community, there is also a fresh news section. Here you can find market-related headlines and updates. This is useful if you want to stay inside the same Telegram environment instead of jumping between Telegram, a news website, and a separate trading platform. Just remember, the market information is information, not a guaranteed trading signal. Another interesting section is prediction games. Here we have a market prediction format where users can choose between different directions. For example, the screen can ask whether gold will go up or down over a specific period. The interface shows the rules and the XP outcome. In the example, we are looking at a correct prediction gives positive XP, while an incorrect prediction can reduce XP. So this is another way GinX turns market engagement into a gamified activity. But again, this isn't a guaranteed way to earn anything. It's a prediction-based activity with its own rules and outcomes. The general section is more like the central community discussion area. Here you can find pinned messages, market discussions, trading-related posts, and announcements. You can also see links that take users back to the trading experience. This is where the Telegram site and the mini app site really start to feel like one ecosystem. And finally, we have competition and events. This section contains announcements for different campaigns and demo trading competitions. For example, GinX can run demo trading competitions where participants trade with demo funds rather than immediately putting real money at risk. The important thing is to check the current competition page for the entry requirements, dates, demo balance, leaderboard, and price conditions. Those details can change from one campaign to another. So again, don't rely on an old screenshot or an old campaign announcement when participating. Let's go back to the mini app. The trophy icon is the bottom navigation takes us to the competition section. This is where the mini app connects the competition side of the GenX ecosystem with the actual trading interface. If there is a current demo competition available, this is where you will check the relevant campaign information before entering. You want to look at the dates, eligibility requirements, starting demo balance, trading rules, leaderboard, and price distribution rules. And because these campaigns are time limited, always check the current campaign rather than assuming the rules shown in an older promotion are still active. The last major reward feature I want to show you is referrals. Depending on the current mini app layout, the referral section is accessible through the rewards or account area. The basic idea is that each user can have a personal referral link. You can copy your personal link and share it with friends. But there are conditions. A referral doesn't automatically become a reward simply because somebody clicks your link. The referred user has to register through the appropriate link and meet the platform's current valid user requirements. Only then can the applicable reward be credited according to the current campaign rules. So, this is another part of GenX where you should always check the current conditions before assuming what the rewards will be. So, rather than being just a trading screen inside Telegram, the mini app is designed to connect trading, account management, community activity, and rewards in one environment. After actually going through the interface, the main thing that stands out to me is how much of the experience is built around keeping everything inside Telegram. And that's the end of this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and check out for more. See ya!